Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I'm going to be talking about G.I. Joe origin story. It's called Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes tells the origin story of, you guessed it, Snake Eyes, a young man that is out for revenge as long ago a mysterious man killed his father. In the meantime, he trains with a ninja clan on how to be the best of the best, and that takes 3 tests. If he fails the third, he dies. Whatever shall he do? So, the biggest thing that I should say right off the bat is that I was never really a G.I. Joe guy. I didn't really have the toys growing up, so I was never that close to the source material. I don't know too much about any of it, even the characters. I don't know. I mean, I know a few of their overall looks that pop up in my head from time to time, but I don't have the connection to the series as a whole that I feel like a lot of people will going into the movie, so keep that in mind, since I'm sure part of my score takes that into consideration. Also, the release of this film on digital kind of sprang up on me out of absolutely nowhere. I wanted to initially go back and watch the previous 2 G.I. Joe movies for my channel before I got around to this movie, but I'm guessing I'm going to switch that up a little bit. 1, because this technically has no connection to those movies, and 2, it is a prequel, so I should be safe. In the coming weeks, I will go back and I will watch those films. So, Snake Eyes, the trailers to this film, they look great, particularly with the martial arts aspects of the film, which definitely appeared to be insanely good. And I'd certainly say that that's mostly the case. If nothing else with this film, it's about the action. I'm a pretty big fan of martial arts in film, and I wouldn't necessarily say that this film disappointed me on that front. A lot of the action here is pretty darn good and exhilarating, right? Well shot, well edited, well choreographed. Basically, it's everything that you want it to be for the fight scenes. The story of the film is pretty darn straightforward and typical. So much so that it's nothing new and completely revolves around a MacGuffin that is kind of silly at the end of the day. That part felt a little bit tacky to me, especially because I was already having issues connecting or relating to the characters, and because I mostly felt a lack of a real impending threat for any of the characters. I figured some would die, most would live, but nothing felt real to me, if that makes any sense. A big part of that is because any given villain of this film felt very disposable, lacking any kind of depth that makes them memorable. They're all essentially bogeys for our hero of the day to fight. So I have to say, the one word that I kept seeing float around with this film, for other people at least, was boring. That is just one of those weird cases where it's just high energy, the action is good, but it's not that engaging for the viewers. Honestly, if you ever feel like that with a movie, that's because it's lacking sustenance somewhere. Even if it's subconscious, we all need something from a movie in order for it to be or feel special. And Snake Eyes doesn't have a lot of that, if anything at all. It's a very flat, shallow film that just kind of wants to focus on the action for the most part. There is a very, very small amount of heart in film, and it's mostly ignored. Let's go ahead and break down my final score for a second. From an unbiased technical viewpoint, I will say that this film looks really good. Every now and then, I was indeed impressed with what it looked like in terms of visuals. I mean, you're looking at lighting and color, a little bit of production and set design. Cinematography is also pretty good here and there, as is the editing, since, it is martial arts, and that needs to be edited in a way that feels energetic and not too choppy, and this film did that magnificently. But the writing of the story was kind of bland, and as far as character development and performances go, most of that was business as usual. Never once did I feel like only this guy could play Snake Eyes. No, I mean, other people can and have in the past. So this score is okay, but it could have been a lot better at 74%. My bias score pretty much agrees with that 110%, and I can say, I enjoyed it. I was mostly engaged with the film, but here and there, I did kind of feel like it didn't feel like G.I. Joe, if that makes any sense. It just feels like a standard, typical action film that has no real connection to G.I. Joe. It's kind of weird. But again, my score is the same as before at 74%, meaning that when we average out the 2 scores together, we come to that final rating of 74%. 74 out of 100 possible stars, or a B- letter grade. It's not a horrible movie, and I wouldn't outright call the entire thing boring, as others have, but it definitely is flawed, and it does have moments in the movie that are indeed, as they say, boring. And the script is something that I might call uninspired overall. I don't know. Guys, What are some of your thoughts on Snake Eyes? If you've seen it, let me know in the comment section down below. If you think that this is a great G.I. Joe movie, let me know. As for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the expert. He is the #1 critic that I go to when I need